Please take
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Islam. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
How are you feeling today, Seeb?
Alhamdulillah, sir.
Seebullah, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Hasibullah Sarandi. I come from a small town in rural Sindh called Shahdatpur. I belong to a humble family. I did bachelor's in civil engineering from NED University, Karachi. Prior to that, I got my primary and secondary education from my hometown. During my academics, I have been sincere with my education, and I have also participated in various extracurricular activities, particularly public speaking. During my bachelor's, I discovered that I have an interest in civil services. That is why I pursued it as a career.
What is your first preference, Seebullah?
So my first preference is police service of Pakistan.
Okay. Seebullah, you're from Sindh.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me the fundamental challenges that police is facing in Sindh? Two of them.
So if I were to name two challenges, the first would be trust deficit that causes the image problem in police department, and the second problem is the lack of efficiency in police department. So these are two challenges because we all know that there are resource constraints, and we have to acknowledge this the challenge. But this lack of resources can be addressed by introducing an element of efficiency in police department. So efficiency should be increased, and it will ultimately improve the image of the police department and increase trust between police and the community.
And can you give a roadmap to improve the efficiency of police department in Sindh?
Certainly, sir. In order to improve the efficiency of police department, firstly, modern technology should be introduced in the department. Digital technology should be used. Digital filing and complaint mechanisms should be introduced through which public can engage with the department, can register the complaints, and they can address their issues through in an efficient manner. This will address the lack of personnel and the police individuals that are working. Simultaneously, sir, an data-driven approach should be considered through which targeted operations and particularly in very serious areas, proactive measures can be taken through data-driven approaches. This is how efficiency can be increased in the department, sir.
And you're saying that this will enhance the public trust in the department.
Yes, sir.
What are other is public trust directly proportional to the efficiency of police department, or there are other major challenges as well? Police is one department. There are certain complaints about corrupt practices. Then there are issues of discipline. So you talk more about the digital side of policing. How about these sides which I'm referring to?
Yes, sir. Certainly, there is a need to address these challenges as well. The improvement of perception of police among the masses is also very necessary. So, discipline and should be introduced among the police officials and officers. They are working through training and awareness and education, and simultaneously, the corruption should be addressed by increasing accountability and transparency within the department, and also third-party independent accountability checking mechanism should be introduced, which can improve the image of and the perception of police among the people. This is all.
Are there any mechanisms already in place in Sindh police which address the complaints of the affectees?
Certainly, there are legal protocols in the legal system, and the police is taking further measures like introducing body cams and but it is not yet operationalized. And also the safe city programs. It also tends to increase the accountability of the police personnel as well. So these are mechanisms which can help.
Okay. Hasibullah, uh, you opted for the international relations. Can you tell me about the theory of neoliberalism? What is the central argument of neoliberalism proponents?
Neoliberalism is a theory of international relations that believes that human nature, firstly, liberalism, the classical one, put more weight on the human nature. It believed that human nature is inherently altruistic, therefore, cooperation among individuals in the international arena is also possible because humans are altruistic. Neoliberalism increases to or takes it to another level, to the international structural level. It believes that although there is anarchy in the international structure, but the structure can be improved by introducing certain elements which increase cooperation between the tendency of cooperation between countries. By there are three mechanisms which Immanuel Kant has proposed. First is liberal institutionalism. Through liberal institutions like the United Nations, the European Union, where bodies in countries can come and deliberate on issues, cooperation can be increased. Secondly, there is liberal commercialism. By free trade, Immanuel Kant believes that through free trade and uh, the exchange of goods and commodities, more cooperation can be achieved between countries. Thirdly, there is the liberal, the democratic peace theory, which posits that through introducing democracies in certain countries, democracies, the cooperation can be increased and a more peaceful global order can be achieved.
Okay. Uh, Hasibullah, can you identify, you know, 2 to 3 major problems related to climate change which need immediate attention of our policymakers? And if those problems are already being addressed one way or the other, how are our authorities at policymaking level trying to mitigate the outcomes that can be there because of those 2 or 3 problems?
Sir, the first problem that is faced by the environment is increase in consumption and the growth of population. Human population is increasing and the carbon footprint is increasing simultaneously, and it is causing an exponential effect on the climate. This is one serious problem. Another problem is, although overlapping, but it is in certainly different, that human reliance on fossil fuels. So these 2 problems, population growth and rise of consumerism, and human reliance on non-sustainable goods and resources, these are the 2 problems, and they are being addressed through various protocols nationally, internationally, and at individual levels. Like the loss and damage fund tries to mitigate the challenges that have happened, and countries, the OPEC countries particularly, they are trying to phase out their fossil fuel generation, but the effectivity of these measures is oftentimes criticized and challenged because of the dilemma that is faced by countries and individuals. Well, to place the competition, it is a common goods problem and countries should address it. So moving on, how these challenges can be addressed in a more efficient manner, I believe a holistic approach is required at multiple levels. At the individual level, awareness should be increased among masses, and the issue of climate emergency should be introduced through education to the people so that their practices change. They consume less and they try to shift towards renewable energy. At the national level, policies should be made that shift the human practices towards sustainable means.
Where does Pakistan stand exactly when we talk about these 2 issues that you are referring to?
So Pakistan has taken various measures and they are commendable. Like Pakistan introduced the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act in 1997, and it has previously engaged in various debates and various platforms internationally to achieve cooperation in climate. So the Pakistan under the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act, bodies were created like Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency, which monitors the emissions by industries, which monitors the activities of individuals, and it tries to, and also to add to it, legal tribunals were also created under the act through which these emissions can be challenged in the court. And so one significant development that has recently been achieved is the addition of Article 9A in the Constitution by 26th Constitutional Amendment, which provides the citizens of Pakistan with the right to a clean environment. So these are very significant steps by Pakistan. If you allow me, I can give you examples at the international level where Pakistan advocates for the challenges faced by climate vulnerable countries. Pakistan is one of the most climate vulnerable country among the top 10, and it advocates for other countries. It asks for an increase in loss and damage fund. So this is the overall contribution of Pakistan.
Okay, that's all from my side. Why police service of Pakistan gaining civil engineering?
So civil engineering in itself is a very accomplished service. I hold it in a very high regard. But police service is something I have always aspired for. I have literally dreamt of being a police officer. There is no one in my immediate or even in my extended family serving as an uniformed officer. So I would be the first to do so, and it would be my privilege. Secondly, sir, and more importantly, I have a genuine interest in the complexities of the subject. I do not like police services only at the superfluous, at the surface level. I like the in-depth complexities of the subject. Most of the content that I absorb through movies and other, that is mostly related to crimes. For instance, my favorite show is Mindhunters, which is related to the complexities of crime and psychological aspect of crime. So I had a genuine interest in the service. I think I can use my interest to achieve very achieve efficiency in the police department and introduce it.
Environment has become an important subject. An environment degradation and global warming. A misinterpretation of the NICS would be a myth, has nothing to the reality. What is your take on it?
So various independent bodies have acknowledged that human actions are causing significant harm to the environment. About the International Panel on Climate Change, they also back this assertion that human actions are causing, and there is very convincing data that also backs this assertion that human actions are indeed causing harm to the planet. This is as far as President Donald Trump is concerned, sir, he does not believe in it. He believes that competition is more suitable for his policies than the universal good. So, in order to compete with developing countries like China, he believes that if they are not curtailing their emissions, then United States would not commit to the pledges, and he just does not agree to the differential responsibility agenda, under which it is believed that historical emissions that were done by the developed world, which is currently developed, they are accountable to what they did. This is also an element of justice within the environmental governance. So he backed out of the Paris Agreement recently again. So I think this undermines the overall governance and achievement that are achieved by the stakeholders in climate regime.
What is cultural anthropology?
So cultural anthropology is a subfield of anthropology which tries to understand human in terms of time and space through his practices. Like, and there are other subfields, but the cultural practices significantly are studied under cultural anthropology. It was introduced by Franz Boas, and it tries to understand the behavior of human through cultural institutions, cultural practices, traditions, norms, and how it affects the inner psyche of the human and how it ultimately affects the humanity as a whole.
What is meant by ethnography?
So ethnography is a research methodology in anthropology. It is the study of a particular culture by immersing within the culture. So it is a neutral study conducted across for a specific time about a culture by a neutral uh, anthropologist. It is certain elements in ethnography which are very profound in the subject is firstly there should not be an element of subjectivity. Cultural biases should be put aside in order to assess the cultural practices of a culture. It is also called ethnocentrism, the opposite. It should not be within the researcher, and the researcher should immerse himself and have a first-hand view and knowledge of the practices that are happening in a culture.
Police is being run through these audit mechanisms. Has this order still valid in this 21st century because it's an old order? Is there an amendment made in this audit mechanism?
Certainly, sir, the most recent federal level act was the police order, which was passed in 2002. After the 18th Amendment, various responsibilities were also granted to the provincial police services. Although police was previously as well a provincial subject, but after 18th Amendment, more powers were devolved, more subjects were granted. And certain provinces in Pakistan, they have amended and produced their own acts like the Punjab Policing Act 2017. It tries to introduce elements of modern and novel crime control mechanisms in the act. But I believe, sir, the recent rise of artificial intelligence and cyber security concerns which are coming to the fore, there is a need of evolving these orders. The Pakistan Electronic Crimes Act, which was passed in 2016, it is being amended and it is also somewhat law enforcement subject. So I believe digital crimes, cyber security concerns, these are more integrated with the crimes of today. Every crime or criminal organization is utilizing digital means. These changes should be introduced and there should be a suitable mechanism of evolution. Public participation should be ensured through which public can address their grievances and raise their concerns, how the new orders must look like, how the new legal procedures should function, and simultaneously world's best practices should also be inculcated within the entire system of policing in Pakistan.
Thank you, sir.
जी असीब, कॉन्फिडेंस माशाल्लाह ठीक है, कम्युनिकेशन ठीक है, बॉडी लैंग्वेज ठीक है। एक इंटरव्यू हमने पहले भी आपके साथ किया जो मैंने सर ने तो शायद आपके साथ ज़्यादा इंटरेक्शन रखा हो। वेरी गुड कैंडिडेट। बस CSS के इंटरव्यूज़ के अंदर एक चीज़ का ख्याल करना होता है कि ये इंटरव्यू किसी भी साइड पे चला जाता है, ठीक है। जैसे अब शुरू में मैंने आपसे बात की, आज ज़रा पुलिस पे थोड़ा सा फोकस ज़्यादा रखा। उसमें देखें, कोई भी आंसर जो है ना वो रॉन्ग या राइट नहीं होता। आपने कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट्स देने होते हैं। जो इंटरव्यूअर है ना उसको, वो दो तरह के होते हैं। एक इंटरव्यूअर जो है वो आपसे क्वेश्चन करेगा और जो आप उसके जवाब में देंगे उसको इन्फॉर्मेशन, वो बस उसी को ऑब्जॉर्व करके उस पर आपको रेट कर देगा। दूसरा इंटरव्यूअर जो है वो आपको उसके ऊपर फर्दर काउंटर क्वेश्चंस करेगा, मज़ीद जो चीज़ें। मैंने थोड़ी सी वो कोशिश की आज, ठीक है। मतलब एफिशिएंसी से डिजिटाइजेशन या जो भी आपने मिसालें दी उससे एफिशिएंसी तो इंक्रीज़ होगी। क्या वो डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड है जो ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट है उसको इम्प्रूव करने में? ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट क्राइम कंट्रोल से ज़्यादा पुलिस के इंटरेक्शंस जो होते हैं लोगों के साथ उसमें प्रैक्टिसेस हैं, जैसा कि मैंने उसमें ज़िक्र किया। उसके अलावा ये कल्चर, थाना कल्चर एक एस्टैब्लिश्ड थाना कल्चर है, उसको ब्रेक करने की ज़रूरत होती है उसमें। कि फिर एक फियर फैक्टर है, मतलब हाउ कंफर्टेबल पीपल फील इन गोइंग टू अ पुलिस स्टेशन, ठीक है। फिर उनकी अपनी अकाउंटेबिलिटी, तो ये सारे फैक्टर्स, उनका डिसिप्लिन, ठीक है, और उनकी फिजिकल फिटनेस, ये सारे फैक्टर्स मिलके पुलिस को एक अच्छी फोर्स बनाते हैं। और ऑफ कोर्स या पुलिस इन सारे एलिमेंट्स को देखेगी, डिपार्टमेंट देखेगा, ठीक है, तो फिर ही वो पब्लिक ट्रस्ट डेवलप होगा। सिर्फ एक एलिमेंट, मतलब आपने जो पहला आपका आंसर था वो सिर्फ डिजिटाइजेशन से रिलेटेड था। ओके, इट विल एनहांस देयर एफिशिएंसी और दे मस्ट बी डूइंग अ लॉट इन दिस डोमेन, क्योंकि इसमें ऑलरेडी अ लॉट इज हैपनिंग। इसके आई थिंक यू शुड स्टडी मोर, ठीक है, कि मेरे ख्याल में पुलिस ऑलरेडी बहुत ज़्यादा डिजिटाइज हो चुकी है, ठीक है। यहाँ पंजाब में तो बहुत कुछ हो चुका है, आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर व्हाट्स द स्टेटस इन सिंध, ठीक है। और दूसरा मतलब ना, आपको जब मार्जिन दिया जाता है ना, तो आपने अपने आंसर के अंदर उन तमाम एलिमेंट्स को लेके आना है, क्योंकि यू आर बीइंग जज्ड ऑन द क्वालिटी ऑफ योर आंसर। आई माइट नॉट आस्क यू, ठीक है, अ सप्लीमेंट्री क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। मैं सर एक ही सवाल पूछ के अब आपका पब्लिक ट्रस्ट, और मैं कहूँ कि यार मतलब ये बंदा सिर्फ डिजिटाइजेशन से रिलेट कर रहा है, ट्रस्ट, पब्लिक ट्रस्ट को भी और एफिशिएंसी को भी और सारी चीज़ों को भी, यार अदर इश्यूज हैं, ठीक है। तो एक जो है ना, मतलब एक बैलेंस्ड अप्रोच के साथ 2, 3, 4 जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ें हैं उन सब को पकड़ के वो अपने आर्गुमेंट में लेके हैं, ठीक है। बाकी आपका बोलने का अंदाज, बॉडी लैंग्वेज, कॉन्फिडेंस, नॉलेज बेस, एवरीथिंग इज़ फाइन माशाल्लाह, ठीक है। आपका कोई इंटरव्यू की डेट आई?
नहीं सर, हाँ, very good.
You have ample time. Keep increasing your knowledge, ठीक है। अब ये एरियाज जैसे हैं, अब मतलब हर इंटरव्यू में एक डिफरेंट एरिया टच हो जाएगा। किसी में डोमेस्टिक इश्यूज पे ज़्यादा फोकस होगा, किसी में आपकी जो है वो इंटरनेशनल इश्यूज पे ज़्यादा फोकस होगा, किसी में आपके जो सब्जेक्ट्स हैं उन पे ज़्यादा फोकस होगा। और आई am very confident that you make an excellent candidate for interviews, but I think you should bring more arguments to your answers. Try to bring more substance in your answers. देखिए, एक जेनेरिक आंसर जो है ना, ठीक है, वो एक ओपिनियन है। उस ओपिनियन को जब आप विद फैक्ट्स आप उसको जब स्टफ करते हैं ना, ठीक है, तो इट बिकम्स इम्प्रेसिव, ठीक है, दैट यू हैव सम एविडेंस, यू हैव सम डेटा, ठीक है। तो ये नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू में व्हेनेवर वी इंटरैक्ट, आई वांट टू सी आप इस एरिया पे बाकायदा काम करना है कि जो आप समझते हैं ना कि जो मेजर एरियाज हैं उनसे रिलेटेड कुछ ऐसी सब्सटेंस आपने अपने आंसर्स में डालनी है। तो थ्योरेटिकल उसकी साइड, ठीक है, कोई थ्योरी, कोई डेटा, कोई फैक्ट्स, ठीक है, कोई फिगर्स, ओवरऑल कोई केस स्टडी, ठीक है। इट मेक्स योर आंसर इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इट मेक्स इट इम्प्रेसिव। एक जेनेरिक रिस्पॉन्स जो है ना, मतलब ओके आई आस्क यू समथिंग, यू जस्ट गिव मी अ जेनेरिक रिस्पॉन्स, मतलब ओके फाइन, देन आपके मार्क्स में और एक बहुत हाई स्कोरर जो होगा ना इंटरव्यू में, उसके मार्क्स में मेरे डिफरेंस आते ही यहीं से है, ठीक है। जैसे रिटन एग्जाम के अंदर ना, कोई बंदा मैप बना रहा है, कोई बंदा एक फ्लो चार्ट दे रहा है, ठीक है, कोई बंदा एक बाकायदा एनालिसिस दे रहा है, वो कुछ लोगों को कोट कर रहा है, वो अपने व्यू को दूसरे ओपिनियंस के साथ इम्प्रूव उसका वर्जन ले रहा है, सब्सटेंस है उसके आंसर में, फैक्ट्स हैं, फिगर्स हैं, और ही इज मेकिंग सेंस ऑफ इट, ठीक है, तो वो ज़्यादा अपीलिंग होता है। इस एरिया पे थोड़ा काम कर ले, ठीक है, यू हैव गॉट टाइम, यू कैन डू दैट, ठीक है। बाकी आई थिंक यू आर डूइंग वंडरफुली वेल माशाल्लाह।
बोलो हम एक्साल है। मैंने भी वापी जो मेरे स्वेर ने कहा था कि हम वेट करते रहते हैं कि सजीबुल अगर आगे का बोलेगा, वो आ जाते एक दूध बाद उनको का दी, आगे ऐसी कोई चीज़ नहीं है। It was so engaging. Body language is not perfect. Hand movement is perfect. We're already debated a public speaker, and then it is so many लोग हैं. इसको उसका ने बहुत काम कर लिए. क्योंकि वो सर ने बताया कि ये उनको थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूव करे. ये तो अच्छा मजा आया सुन के.
हाँ,
थैंक यू सर।
आज में
Doing on right वो
साथ बोलते हैं ना वो स्टॉप था ना प्रोसेस ज़्यादा थी वो खत्म हो.
the woman लिखना भी है laid back approach improve the law. So the basis of cover. Yes, कुछ एरिया दे पे improve कर दे थी और ये तो देख के का पैक्स है. अगर पुलिस नहीं आती तो आप ही अपनी जाती हो. अच्छा है.
एक शब्द
इसमें थियो पूछना चाह रहा था, मुझे फील होता है कि मेरे आंसर्स थोड़े अब देर हो गई काफ़ी, तो मैं उसको खुद ही रोक देता हूँ. ये ना करूँ उसको, और अगर आज
जब तक देखें, जब तक आपको खुद ये इत्मीनान नहीं हो जाता ना कि आई हैव आंसर्ड द क्वेश्चन, यू मे कैरी ऑन. बट डोंट, मतलब एक देखें टू दी पॉइंट स्पेसिफिक अच्छा स्ट्रक्चर जवाब देना भी, मतलब इतना लंबा भी ना हो जाए कि इंटरव्यू पैनल जो है ना वो उसके लिए वो एक मतलब वो फ्रस्ट्रेट होना शुरू हो जाए या वो इरिटेट होना शुरू हो जाए. ठीक है, बहुत लंबा भी नहीं होना चाहिए, बहुत छोटा भी नहीं होना चाहिए, लेकिन ये है कि एक मिडिल वे जो बैलेंस अप्रोच है वो रखें. ठीक है, और उसमें थोड़ा सा अब आपने माशाल्लाह पहले की निस्बत बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट मुझे नज़र आई है. बस इसमें थोड़ा सा जो एरियाज़ हाईलाइट किए हैं इन पे काम करेंगे ना तो आपके आंसर्स और अच्छी होता है. ओके, आप
Answer 45 seconds, 50 seconds, none more than 1 minute. जी, और shortest जो है नो टोटल का पहले 20 सेकंड. इससे काम नहीं होना चाहिए और 1 मिनट से ज़्यादा नहीं.
बिल्कुल सर.
और एक को भी रोल 1 to 3 मिले हैं.
जी सर, आज मैंने कोशिश की, लेकिन
और बहुत लंबा आंसर दे रहा है ना तो उसको डिवाइड क्या है 1 सर और 20 सेकंड 30 मंथ, उससे फिर वो एंगेज हो जाते हैं. गाले पता नहीं अब क्या करना चाहिए.
जी सर.
ये डिसीजन जो दी है
एक में 1 to 3 कर लिया, एक में फर्दर मोर, मतलब अनदर एरिया, वन मोर एस्पेक्ट. ठीक है ना, तो इस तरह करके आप कर सकते.
थैंक यू सो मच. ही नया बड़ा